And Illinois student teachers may soon be eligible for $10,000 stipends. The State House of Representatives passed a bill today with broad bipartisan support giving student teachers $10,000 stipends for up to 2 semesters. The bill's sponsor, Democrat Barbara Hernandez, says right now there's not any money for student teachers. Despite the support, one of the bill's opponents argues it's not the government's place to fund these stipends.
It's a pretty much unpaid internship, and they put a lot of hours into this program to receive nothing, and this is just going to be able to help them.
Teachers unions specifically have plenty of money that they're more than happy to throw around in political races. They should be more than capable of doing this on their own.
The bill now heads to the state Senate.